Welcome in Bitcoin and ICP Renegades. Now we have a very exciting video for you today. I found some interesting things and let's just talk a minute about that. We're going to talk about ICP's next move and how it's correlated with the halving. It's connected with the internet computer in a very strange and unusual but very bullish way. Now, the halving is an event that we're going to go into a little bit in detail today, because if you go to my very first couple of videos, I was all in on Bitcoin. It was very hard to make a social media presence being a Bitcoin content creator only, because if you know YouTube at all, there's 10 million people doing Bitcoin. And when I got into ICP, I was among like about 10 people making videos, maybe even less. Some people made videos and then left. But basically, I saw an opportunity here. It was a great crypto. But if you go back to my original beginnings, I'm a Bitcoin guy, Bitcoin renegade, right? I love ICP, but I'm a Bitcoin guy. I really loved it once I understood what Bitcoin was. Now, a lot of people, we just need to tell them what Bitcoin is, because some people think it's used only on the black market. Still to this day, I know that narrative is going away a little bit, but this, I'm taking you back to my mindset in 2020 when I got involved with Bitcoin. So a lot of people thought it was used for the black market. They thought it's internet funny money that you can only like spend it buying like stuff from other people or whatever their idea of Bitcoin was. And we need to let them know that it is basically a bank. Let's explain Bitcoin as a bank, except this bank doesn't have access to your money. This is your own personal bank. It's like having a savings account or a checking account without having a bank. So you're able to interact with your money without somebody else saying, okay, I'm going to take 90% of your money and I'm going to lend it to Joe, Bob, and Aaron. And then like I just saw a video in Canada about this guy trying to take $3,000 out to buy a car. $3,000, that's it. And the bank is like, no, we cannot give you the $3,000 unless you provide proof that you're using the money to buy a car. Go get a note from this guy that is selling you the car, then come back here and we'll give you your $3,000. He's like, no, what do you mean? I don't need a note for $3,000 of my own money. What are you talking about? So in crypto, you wouldn't have to worry about that. It's your money. You know, you could just send the Bitcoin to the guy right away. There's nobody that can say, no, you can't send 3,000, you know, go get a note from his mom, you know, get a bathroom pass. And it's like they're treating us like children in that way. So it's a way to take power back over your money. That's the main narrative of Bitcoin. You can trade it to other people. Now you can do Ordinals. We'll talk about that later, which is just one Bitcoin Satoshi that you can mint and inscribe things on. And then I guess there's really valuable ones, and we're going to talk about that too. But the point is, if you go back to Bitcoin, so this is my plan when I got into Bitcoin, and it was very successful. And I want to have my mom on a channel one day to tell you the story. Like, I know I can say it, but to like have somebody that was there with me when I said this before it happened is absolutely amazing. I'll tell you the story. I found out what Bitcoin was from an ad on YouTube. It just didn't say it was Bitcoin, or I probably would have just clicked away, because at that time I thought it was internet funny money. I thought it was used on the black market because I was uneducated about it. So when I saw this ad, it was in just a dynamic way, and it didn't say Bitcoin at all to the very end. It talked about what it could do. It talked about this new technology. That's how they put it. It's a new technology that lets you interact with your money, and it's changing the world. And it started in 2008. This is when the idea, it came out in like 2009, but there was a housing crash, and the stability of the economy was really going down. So people decided they needed a new way to interact with their money just in case the US dollar loses value. So that's how that came into play. So I'm like, whoa, that is a crazy ad. What is this that they're talking about? And finally said Bitcoin. I was like, all right, now I have to really research what Bitcoin is. So I started researching not only what it did, but then I started researching the price fluctuations and the movements and the cycles that it had. I didn't watch anybody's YouTube videos at this point yet. I was still like, I just saw an ad on YouTube that I was watching like a music video or something. I wasn't watching crypto YouTube videos. And then I started researching it, and I saw the cycles happening. I looked at the charts and I noticed a pattern. Nobody told me about cycles yet. I didn't even know they were a thing. And I'm like, whoa, if you study this, if you look at each of these tops, and then you go to the next one and you look at where this halving event, because I learned about something called the halving when I researched it. And I was like, wow, this halving event is very interesting. So they basically pay these people to verify the transactions on the network, okay? And they get a certain amount of this. And Satoshi is a genius, and I'm gonna go into why in a little bit, but this halving event is something that is built into the system, so where when the price goes up, the mining gets less rewards, right? So it allows the price to go up higher. So imagine if they didn't have the mining rewards. We would see massive spikes and then big drops, and we wouldn't have a bull market because of that. So Satoshi's a genius. He understood the supply and demand. There's a finite supply of 21 million Bitcoin, and when Bitcoin reaches $1 million, it will be worth 1 penny per Satoshi. Genius. That's why Satoshi is a genius. He had all of this math figured out before he implemented this incredible technology that has changed the world. But this halving event, right? So they give you less rewards over time for these miners. And at first you could do it on your laptop, you could mine. And now there's a thing, it's like hash rate, and big companies only have it. And I'm not going to go into all the details on that, and I could in a future video because I love that kind of stuff. But with these halving rewards, it creates a supply shock, because instead of getting 50 Bitcoin at first, they got 25 after the halving. So I was like, okay, now what is the time frame of these halvings? And how does this correlate to price structure and price movement over a long period of time, over the whole period from 2009 to 2013 to 2017 to 2020, where I was at right then? And I was like, okay, so I noticed that right around May and April was the halving. And then it's pretty easy to calculate from there, okay, how long from the halving does it take and why till we reach the top of the market? And I noticed it was about 18 months after the halving that we see a top. Whether the halving is in April or May, whatever month it is normally right around 17 to 19 months. So I say 18 months from the halving. And I told my mom, I said, I'm buying Bitcoin right now. I need more money because I want to get more Bitcoin. And I wish I came into some money after that, but I didn't have the money at the time. So I accumulated a nice amount of Bitcoin though, doing just crazy bounties and stuff. But anyway, so I was like 18 months. What, Mom? I said November of 2021. I said this in 2020. I think it was like right around the halving. And I said this. Maybe it was 2020 that I said this. Yeah, I think we're still in 2020. We are not even. This is like 2020 the halving. Yeah, not even 20. I wasn't making content yet. So right after the halving, I told my mom, I said, I'm investing in Bitcoin. I'm going to, make a lot of money in November of next year. That's when I plan on selling my Bitcoin. And I did exactly what I said. It happened in November, and I'm going to tell you why this is so prevalent. So with the supply and demand, you're like, okay, it's the halving. Well, why isn't Bitcoin going up right now then? We're getting ready for the halving. Well, if you understand supply and demand, this is, oh man, Satoshi's such a genius. I love it. So what happens is when these less rewards get created, you're not going to see a supply shock right away. So what happens is miners accumulate all of this Bitcoin at what was 6.75 right now, and it's going to have to 3 point something. So what happens is right away, you're not going to see that supply shock because they're getting less rewards right now, but it isn't an accumulation of the less rewards. So you're only going to see it influx a little bit right away. And this is why it correlates perfectly with the halving. So by about 16 months, that supply shock sets in because now the market is finally starting to realize these potential less sell-offs, right? So there's less selling off happening as the price moves, and it can't move too high either. And that's the genius part about it. So we're not going to $1 million this cycle. I'm going to tell you that. But we could go to maybe $200,000 is what I'm thinking for Bitcoin. 150, 200,000. And that is just correlated if you go and look at the previous cycles where you go to the top. And that's how I picked the bottom at 15,000, because normally we go right to the top of the last bull market and a little bit under it. And we did. The last top was 20,000. We went to 15,000, which is about 25% less than the previous top. So if we take that into consideration for the bottom, and then you go from the top, and we're looking at about 2.5x to 3x from that next point. So if you take that into consideration, we're looking somewhere around $155,000. And that's what I'm thinking for Bitcoin. But now back to the halving. So the halving is going to affect crypto market wide. Now, this is how it correlates with ICP. I just wanted to paint a picture and let you understand Bitcoin and the halving. Now, ICP has this new technology, which is a chain key integration through ECDSA threshold signing. And what it does is it basically allows a blockchain to interact with another blockchain through a smart contract instead of a third party. And so this has allowed Bitcoin to come over to the Internet Computer blockchain and create an ecosystem of its own with ckbtc. Now, that isn't the only reason. That is a pretty big reason. Now, when we get into this bull market, now this is another thing and why the miners are going to get a lot more rewards. So that's another reason why it takes so long for Bitcoin to go up, because now the mining, the transaction fees are higher. There is more network congestion. People are paying more to front run. So the miners are making more money with transaction fees, but less money with the halving, the block mining rewards. So that's why it takes so long for about 18 months after the halving for Bitcoin to reach its peak, and then altcoins follow it. And that's how it ties into ICP. Now, we have that chain key integration, but also know that Bitcoin is the #1 cryptocurrency by market cap. And with that title comes a powerful ensemble of moving the market. Imagine it, this is something I heard a long time ago, like a boat. A boat is heading down a canal, and it has like this big rake thing on the bottom, and the bottom is filled with just metal and a bunch of stuff on the bottom, and it just drags it with it, and it cleans it all up. And that, you can kind of imagine Bitcoin like that. Like when it moves, the other things have no choice but to move. And so with the supply shock from Bitcoin, the transaction fees going up, people are going to look for layer 2s and other alternatives to Bitcoin. So this is going to directly impact and affect the internet computer. Now let's get into some news. I could talk about this all day because this is one of my favorite subjects. And this is like the foundation of what the channel was built on is Bitcoin. So that's definitely joyful for me to be able to be with ICP during this Bitcoin having chain key Bitcoin. I might change my name to CK Bitcoin Renegade. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. But this right here, hit that like button if you think the Bitcoin halving will shoot ICP to $300 by 2025. Now, if we think about those two things with Bitcoin, you think of the supply shock. You think of 18 months after the halving, Bitcoin going to $155,000. Now we get a crazy altcoin season or two in the middle of that. We could see ICP skyrocket to about $100 by 2025. And then we could really see at our first peak about $100, $125. Then the second peak, I think we're going to go somewhere around $250 to $300. I really think that that's the way it's going to happen. It could go less than that. That is my generous 100 to 300. 100 my low, 300 high. We could go to 1,000. Doubt it. Market cap, right? So I'm good, man. How are you? Good to see you guys. Smash up that likes, guys. And if you have any questions or anything, let me know. Is it possible Renegade have other token integrated like Renegades like ICP? We can, but for now, we want to get an ecosystem with the Renegade token, and maybe we'll allow a function in game where you can trade your ICP directly for Renegade token. Maybe we can collaborate with ICPSWAP and have some sort of a direct access. That way you can use your ICP to buy Renegade, because I don't know if we're going to integrate other tokens to the race or not. We'll think about that later. There's so much to talk about today. So Damien said he just joined the 8-year gang with the help of James. Oh, come on, man. Why you gotta shield someone on here like that, dude? Dang it. Okay, I'm gonna start reading them before I press them. But you're my guy, man. I normally don't have to look at what you say. Then Bitcoin goes up, people take profit and buy alts. Exactly. Man, a point that I didn't make. That's a very good one. You're right. Yeah, Bitcoin goes up, they take profits, and people look to buy alt. Man, see, this is why I love community, bro. We all have great brains. Let's just put them together and make some cool stuff, man. That's what we're doing on the internet computer. We're building. We're building stuff. Even our content creators can build on the internet computer. Come on now. Content creator coin for YouTube. Come on, YouTube. Show my content creator coin. 250 conservative. Okay, see, we have different views. That's fine. Everybody. No, you're good. I just wasn't expecting that, man. If you want to shill something, like hit me up DM like that. Because that's what the scammers do, bro. They just hit you with those nice words at first, but you're my guy, so you're not getting banned or nothing. Just be careful next time. But we have some interesting stuff. Okay, we're gonna have Dominic Williams on the show a little bit later. He's not gonna be here live, but he'll be on the show. Hold on. Oh, hold on. I gotta share my screen. I have all this stuff up here because I have so many things to talk about today. Okay, there we go. So let's talk about Rubaru app first, because this is another really interesting thing about the internet computer, that you can access social media dApps on the internet computer. Now, it's going to be hard to get people off of crypto Twitter. I don't think that that's what we're trying to do. And this is actually an Instagram like social media app on the internet computer, and it is now successfully launched. So there's a very exciting news. Get ready to celebrate, because Rubaru app is live. And I actually had early access to this, beta testing and everything. It works great. You get these points and stuff for interacting and being part of this, which maybe turn into crypto later. I don't know. We'll go into this. But here's what we planned and accomplished. Auto-scalable microservice architecture using ICP canisters. Nailed it. On-chain CDN for rich media, images, videos, and audios. And they're most proud about that. So on-chain audio streaming protocol. Pre-beta testing with 300 to 500 users, tested and approved. And I'm one of those pre-beta testers. So, I was able to definitely interact with that app, and it's pretty cool. I like it. iOS, you can interact over here. Let me actually link this over here. So if you guys want to go check out Rubaru, this is going to be the new Instagram, and it's on the internet computer. So definitely show these guys some love. These guys, I actually know one of the guys on the team, or working with him. I'm not sure if he's on the team, but that's how I got pre-beta access. So it's pretty interesting to see. Public release, create your on-chain profile is as easy as having internet identity. Get started by securing your OG username and Rubaru membership under number now. It comes first. It's first come, first serve, so don't miss out. Don't miss out on this vibrant opportunity to be part of something truly monumental. Okay. What is this going to be? Okay. So we're still on the news of Bitcoin, and we're going to get into some interesting stuff. But this is bullish for all of crypto. Okay, Hong Kong approved several spot Bitcoin ETFs and spot Ether ETFs managed by China Asset Management, Harvest Global, Bosera, and Hashkey on Monday. The asset managers did not disclose the timeline of the launch. This is definitely a buy the rumor, sell the news situation. There is a rumor, it has been approved, so we would still call this a rumor because it doesn't show the timeline of that. And when the timeline is released, I think there's going to be some sell-offs. So Hong Kong approved the application of several spot Bitcoin and Ether exchange traded funds on Monday as the region continues its drive to become a regional crypto hub. So China Asset Management, a major Chinese asset manager, said that its Hong Kong unit has received approval in principle from the Hong Kong Securities and Futures Commission to offer retail asset management services related to the spot crypto ETFs. So it plans to issue spot Bitcoin and Ether ETFs in collaboration with OSL and Boki International. OSL said it will act as the first virtual asset trading and sub-custodian partner of China Asset Management for upcoming ETFs. So this is pretty cool. Because if we look at the last bull market, this is how much FUD there is in the market. Remember when China banned crypto and mining and there was a big crackdown? Now Hong Kong is becoming the hub for all things crypto. And now they have ETFs for Bitcoin. Oh, I love FUD. I love FUD. I love it. Okay. So, as we were talking about the halving details, right? So this is how it works. And this is something you should really study, right? So if we look at the halving, the miners are rewarded with 50 Bitcoin at the beginning. You could have made 50 Bitcoin on your laptop per block. So you could have had hundreds, thousands of Bitcoin. But not a lot of people knew about it at the time. So then miners got 25. This is, I think, 2013, 2017, or 2016. So 2012, 2008, 2012, 2016, 2020, 2024. So we're going to be at 3.125 Bitcoin per block, and that's every 10 minutes. Every 10 minutes. So imagine if 50 Bitcoin every 10 minutes right now. That'd be crazy. We couldn't be at this price with that. We even couldn't be at this price with 25 Bitcoin every 10 minutes. So, and that's why this halving slows down. So it takes a long time for this 21 million to be distributed. Now I told, yes, thank you, bro. Yeah. I love it. I think I'm the only YouTuber that does that. I didn't get that idea from anybody. Thank you. Man Shadow. Happy to see you too, man. Definitely. But yeah, so we have Dominic Williams on the channel today. Dominic Williams is here. We're going to bring him in right now. Don't worry. He's a nice guy. Okay, hold on.
Key Bitcoin, which is a Bitcoin twin. So using the internet computer as an alternative layer 2 to accelerate Bitcoin and make it less expensive. And now you can transfer Bitcoin with about 1.5 second finality and near negligible cost, like thousandths of a cent. And we already have that actually working in Lugano. You can actually pay with chain key Bitcoin alongside, fiat. But with what we saw just before Christmas was this huge surge in chain key Bitcoin transactions. Actually in China, but we're expecting to see a surge in South America and Africa. And it's really game-changing.
So there you have it. Dominic Williams also understanding, and he's the genius behind all of this. And he's definitely somebody that I look up to as a professional, mentor, I would say, without knowing the man, everything that he does has benefited crypto. And we have to look at that. He isn't the type of person to come after other blockchains and degrade them. He's very good for the space. He understands the power of Bitcoin and Ethereum, and directly integrated them with the internet computer. So if you're a Bitcoin or Ethereum user, somebody who loves Bitcoin and Ethereum, you cannot overlook the internet computer. That would be a very valuable mistake, and it would cost you a lot. Because if you think of cryptos that are going to be around in the next 10, 15 years. As you see, these halvings have been going on since 2008. We're talking 16 years, okay, since the start. That first halving was 4 years after that, but you know what I mean. So that creates this longevity. Now, every time Bitcoin halves, CK Bitcoin halves. It is basically the same thing. So you're going to get less rewards. You get that 1.5 second finality, like he said, and you get these transaction fees, which are going to also increase the halving effect. If you think about this, so how did I say that it works, right? You get less mining rewards, but you get more transaction and volume for transactions. So the miners, make more money. So imagine that these transactions aren't so high now. The miners are still getting paid to verify transactions, but they're not actually getting these extra fees and stuff from that, right? So that will create another supply shock. So internet computer can directly help Bitcoin cut down the amount of Bitcoin that is sold onto the market. Therefore, the supply goes down and the demand goes up, and the price price has to go up because of that. And that is all that the halving is. This is a supply and demand regulator. It regulates the supply, the demand, the price, the fluctuations in the market. And that's why we have a 4-year cycle, because it was built in. So everybody who says we're in a super cycle now does not understand how Bitcoin works. But I can tell you just about everything there is to know about Bitcoin, the halving, because that's what I did for months before I even bought any Bitcoin, is I researched everything about it. And if you think that it's going to be a super cycle, then it doesn't even equate with the dynamics that Satoshi built Bitcoin for. You have to go back to think of the original idea of the original person, what he meant for Bitcoin to do and be, and that is so that it could be the supply and demand fluctuation. That's why we have a bull and bear market. You're like, well, why is there a bull and bear market in crypto? Does everybody just at the same time say, hey, let's buy crypto, let's sell crypto? No. So many people are buying crypto at the top and so many people are selling crypto at the bottom. Then how do we get bull markets and bear markets? I'm telling you, it's all because of Satoshi Nakamoto. The way that he designed Bitcoin is so intricate and detailed that I don't believe it was just a one-person idea. It had to be quantum computing, some crazy brain that can't comprehend, because if there was a super cycle, the halving would have to break, because I told you exactly why we're going to an all-time high 18 months after the halving. That is because of the halving event. It makes the fluctuation of the crypto go down. Now, as we get closer and closer to 2149, 2151, I think it's 2151, when the Bitcoin runs out, they can, mint more Bitcoin. But by that time, yes, the supply and demand won't fluctuate as much, because the transactions and the volume will not exceed the amount of Bitcoin that they are getting. So it'll kind of raise the price a lot higher towards the end. And then when we get to like close to that, end of Bitcoin, the price is going to drop a lot, because people are going to be selling off their Bitcoin at that point. So it's going to be crazy how all that works. Like, I don't know. I'm just guessing on the 2151 thing, but we're not going to have super cycles. Super cycles are not a real thing. You cannot give me any evidence in the blockchain, in the way that Bitcoin is made, because you have to look at everything that Satoshi did. That's why when it goes to $1 million, Satoshi will be worth a penny. And that's why every 4 years the mining rewards go down and the price goes up. And this is going to happen every single 4 years, no matter how much money goes into the market. We're going to have bear markets. We're going to have bull markets. Some might fluctuate a little different, a couple different months, a couple things, a couple different FUD things, but we're going to stay in this cycle unless there's regulation that destroys the market, or there's some other kind of new technology that is added to Bitcoin that changes the structure and the floor plan of what Bitcoin is. If not, we're not having a super cycle. We're going to see 4-year cycles. This is another psychological thing that I listened to the last cycle instead of listening to my own research and what I know. And I'm telling you guys, it's not a super cycle. There's no such thing as a super cycle. If it was, we could go into the mathematics of Bitcoin and we could show you step for step. This is why we're not going to be in a cycle anymore, because the halving is going to change from this to this, or the halving is going to stop. The mechanisms of Bitcoin will not allow for that. Okay, sorry, I got on one on that one, but I'm tired of hearing it. There's no super cycles. I know it's a great selling point for videos, but there's no such thing as a super cycle. And I want to clear that FUD up right now. No super cycles. Deflationary. It'll know how, yeah. So why would anybody want to hold Bitcoin if there's no more volatility, right? That's a very, very good point. So people are going to have to sell, because when the price can't go up anymore, because there's no more Bitcoin to buy, there's no more Bitcoin to mine. It can't go up or down unless people sell. It goes down, and then people buy what was sold, and then it goes back to the same price. So yeah, it's going to be weird. 2149. I wonder how they're going to handle that. But before then, we're not having a super cycle. It's just not happening. I'm telling you. Do the math, prove it to me, then I might change my mind. But I can do the math and prove it to you that it can't happen. Can't happen. Period. So okay, let's move on now to the epic set. Okay, this is going to lead us into our CK Bitcoin talk and ordinals and all of the cool things that you can do on the internet computer now in Bitcoin. Now that you can use smart contracts with Bitcoin, you have BRC20 tokens and you have ckbtc. where you can interact with Ordinals on Bionic Marketplace on the Internet Computer. So this is the first Bitcoin rewards halving. This is huge. So this could be very interesting. And this thing is going to go for millions, okay? In which value can be assigned to individual Satoshis. Remember when I told you if we go to $1 million, one Satoshi is going to equal 1 penny. And they can now be minted and traded, these Satoshis, like NFTs, following last year's launch of the Ordinals protocol. The first sat to be mined after this month's halving could theoretically attain a value of 1 million or more on marketplaces for digital collectibles. Excuse me. It's kind of a lottery ticket, said an executive of the crypto mining firm Marathon Digital. With Bitcoin's fourth quadrennial halving now as little as a week away, cryptocurrency mining companies are jockeying to capture what could be the most valuable data block of all time, worth millions of dollars potentially. So it's crazy. So one single Satoshi, this is so genius. And this is bringing this could bring Bitcoin really high. Because thinking of not only Bitcoin now having the capability of, layer 2 transactability, now you can interact with single Satoshis on the Bitcoin blockchain that is going to skyrocket the price, because now you have 21 million Bitcoin, but now how many Satoshis are in 21 million Bitcoin? Oh my gosh, if you start breaking that down, you're going to start, Bitcoin is really, really set for big things. This is going to be the currency of the world one day. We're going to have the US dollar. They're going to have the Chinese yuan. They're going to have the Mexican peso, but they're going to be government money. There's going to be people money and there's going to be government money. You're going to need government money to interact in your country, but like physically, right? Or you'll be able to pay in crypto. I don't know. There could be laws. So let's think about something and talk for a second. I was thinking about this a little while ago. Are they going to allow us to continue interacting with crypto? So if you think about stable coins and you think about the Fed and you think about China already having their government stable coin, what if in 5 years the laws become you cannot? So if you think about the tax, this is something I heard in 2020 that basically you don't really have to pay crypto taxes if you don't use stable coins. I don't know if that actually was on the IRS website in 2020. They might have changed it, but just going off that information, I'm not saying that's true or not. They say they're not worried about any crypto transactions other than those used to be purchased or traded with stable coins. So this got me to thinking, why is that? Why don't they care about if you're using US dollar to buy crypto, but they care about stable coins? Let's dissect that for a minute. China already has its government stable coin. So if the US comes out with a government stable coin, they are going to introduce laws into the market. This is just my theory on it, that you cannot, in the United States, it will be illegal to interact with crypto in any other way except for the US stablecoin. And they might even make it a law on Coinbase where they take the US dollar completely out. You cannot use US dollars anymore. It will convert the stablecoin directly from a stablecoin to your bank. And you won't be able to use US dollars to pay for crypto anymore. You won't be able to use anything else but the stablecoin, or it will be illegal. That is how I think things are going to go in the United States. I think they're gearing up. The big thing with Ripple, they're trying to pull out money and probably work with them at the same time. So this is probably why they're going after Ripple. If we think about the overall thing of what is happening here, we're not worried about anything but stable coins right now. US dollar stablecoin coming soon. Regulation coming soon. Well, what is Ripple? Well, it's XRP, right? What does XRP do? Well, it's a banking coin, banking crypto. So if I was the US government, if I was the SEC, and there's this decentralized cryptocurrency that I can't really do anything because there's no laws, what do I do? How do I get them to do what I want them to do? Do I go, hey, Ripple, come on over to the house. Let me cook you a meal. Hey, about that crypto you got there, it's good for the banking system. How about you help us create a US stablecoin on your blockchain? How would that go over? Yeah, no, thank you. Probably not. Thanks for the dinner. Nah, they're going to say, okay, I'm coming after what you got. I'm going to come and I'm going to make this big case. I'm going to use my power as the law to force your hand into doing what I want. Now come over for dinner. You got a gun pointed at the back of your head. Enjoy. So that's what they did. So this all makes me think, and I'm not a real big conspiracy guy. I'm really not. I mean, I think some conspiracies are cool, but I'm not really a big conspiracy guy. But if you think of all the things that are set up, I would do the exact same thing. If I was the government and I wanted a company to do what I wanted them to do, I'm not going to ask. I'm going to use my power as the government to make you do what I want. And that's what they did. And so this US stablecoin could be the only way that we're able to interact with crypto in the future in the United States. And so, I don't know. There's a good theory for you. Don't know if it's true or not. Wanted to share that with you, though. I was thinking about that earlier, and I was like, dang, this is something that could really happen. Let's see, do I have you on the right one here? Nope. Okay, there we go. All right, and as we were talking about, I know I got on all this other stuff, but it really got me thinking about that. But as for ordinals, right, we were just talking, let's go, recap. This is crazy, seeing this potential new market coming out. And how many did you say, Justin? He said there's how many? So there's 100,000, 100 million, 100 billion, 100 trillion. So 21 quadrillion. And quadrillion isn't even a real number. So that's funny that it's a quadrillion, and that's not even a real number. So it is a real number because there's 21 quadrillion sats. So it's kind of a deep theory, but yeah, so this is crazy. 21 quadrillion Satoshis going for $1 million. How? There's not enough money in existence for that. 21 quadrillion. Now, they're not all going to be worth $1 million. I'm getting worked up here. Sorry, Bitcoin is my thing, man. ICP is my thing too. And when they come together, I just can't help myself. So MCO Sentinels launch is still on track for tomorrow. Well, what's a MCO Sentinel? Well, this is a Bitcoin ordinal on the internet computer. They're inscribed upon Bitcoin with Bitcoin Satoshis on the internet computer. So now you won't have to pay these huge ordinals fees and wait to get your ordinal Satoshi. You can now get it with a 1.5 second finality, according to Dominic Williams. So pretty interesting, pretty cool. Motoko Ghost, whitelist group, Bitcoin collections, all others, April 16th. So you're going to need to get CK Bitcoin in your Bionic wallet. Either send CKB directly, ckbtc directly, or convert from Bitcoin right within Bionic. What? Okay, it'll take 2 hours to wrap it up, though, on Bionic. It has to go through a smart contract process, but you could just take ICP if you don't want to wait the 2 hours. If you're cool with waiting 2 hours, you could just take ICP and convert it directly to CK Bitcoin on Sonic, or I think IC House, ICPSWAP, Infinity Swap, any of the exchanges, any of them. So that's cool. Then you pair your wallet in your Bionic settings. It's released in about 8 hours, super easy and fast and well tested. So don't worry that you have only 8 hours. I connected 4 different wallets and it only took me 5 minutes. Then on the launch page, you'll see each whitelist group, Motoko Ghost, Bitcoin, everyone else. And you'll be able to see your unique allocation based on the whitelist criteria. So here it is. Here you go. What is it, a Motoko Ghost? Okay. With wings. It's a Motoko Ghost with wings. Pretty interesting. This might do really well. This is kind of cool. Let's see what else we got for you. Chugga chugga. So everyone, this whole thing, this video came together. I was like, man, I want to talk about Bitcoin halving. Is there anything, correlating with this ICP crypto? And of course there is. There's lots of stuff. I found so much stuff. We're already 40 minutes into this, dang it. So don't miss ICP's having live town hall. Does this mean ICP is having? No. Well, I mean, so I had to think about that for a second because I'm like, wait, ICP isn't having, Bitcoin's having. But hold on, CK Bitcoin is on the internet computer. So CK Bitcoin is having. So the internet computer is having. Boom! Mind blown on that one. I'm like, what the heck? I just went through all these series of thoughts when I saw that. But don't miss ICP's having live town hall again. Host Technology Poet and Kyle Langham, which is a Definity guy. He used to interact with my posts a lot. I must have fell off his feed. I want to get him on the channel, though. Actually, I'm going to hit him up. Bionic Market. Oh, see, Bionic Market, Loca Mining. So check this out. Loca Mining, the only Bitcoin layer that makes your Bitcoin productive by earning native yield from Bitcoin mining economy. Catalyze. You can use Bitcoin on Catalyze, the Discord social media, better than Discord on the internet computer. Some people would say not. Discord is not my favorite social media platform. Just not. I like it a lot more than I did, though, and I use it now a lot more. Omnity, the first 100% trustless omni-chain interoperability protocol that connects Bitcoin, Ethereum app chains, layer 1s, layer 2s, layer 3s, with Omnity Network. What? Okay, you guys, you better get over here. April 19th, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Get over there. This is freaking crazy. Oh, yeah, let me get rid of that 21 quadrillion thing. Taking up space. Okay, there we go. So get over there April 19th. Definitely set reminders. I believe it's going to be on YouTube. Is that? Yeah, YouTube. On the Definity channel, it looks like. So April 19th. Okay, so what's going on with the price now? I guess we finally get to see what's happening here. I've made some very successful trades. I got wrecked in a long trade because I didn't think we would go back to $10, and I didn't know if I wanted to put more money in that trade, so I got wrecked about $141 or so. But then I've made a nice little profit since then. But yeah, I put in another long order. I'm going to say that live, even though I know the whales are watching. They're going to try to wreck me. I'm not going to tell you my liquidation price, though. Under $10, I'll tell you that. So I don't think we're going under $10. I really didn't think that we were going to go. What does it say here? 1137 is what it says we went to. On MEXC, it went to 1050. On Coinbase, it went to 11. Told you we weren't going to $10, except for a scam wig to liquidate me. They did it just for 141 bucks. Just kidding. I'm just kidding, but that's funny. I think there was a lot of people that had liquidation prices right around 1050, 1075. But yeah, we're doing good. If you look at this volume, see, this would worry me. Us going to these low prices like this. Look at this. At $17, we have around 200 to 300 million. Sometimes even here at under 100 million. Remember that? We were talking about that. I was like, dang, I can't believe we're under 100 million at $17. That's crazy. But if you remember my video several weeks ago, this is why it's important you smash a like, subscribe, and share this to other people, because I will be giving you nuggets of information in these videos that could be life-changing, not financial advice, but to make your portfolio the strongest it's ever been, because I call about 98% of what goes on. Yes, I missed 2%. Maybe let's say 5%. I'll miss 5% out of 100. Okay, but for the most part, I get wrecked. I'm just going to let you know. My conviction real quick. When I'm wrong about my TA, just know that I have a trade in there that believes in what I'm telling you. And if I'm wrong about it, I lose. So just be careful leverage trading. I like this. I get to the point where I'm going to say don't leverage trade, but if you do, just do it with 3x leverage, 5x leverage. Even that got me wrecked 5x. So just be careful. No, you could lose the money. Like if you buy crypto ICP and you just hold it, I don't worry. That's why I have just 141 bucks. Yeah, that sucks. I don't want to lose that money. But oh well, it was money that could be lost. I got it from, doing a video. I got 50 bucks, turn it into 100 and some, then I lost it. But I didn't lose it all. I turned $8 back into 64 now. So I just whatever, if you're going to have fun, but be careful, because leverage trading is very fun, but it's very risky. And these people are sharks. They're going to chase your liquidation price. That's why you need to, when it goes down to 11, 10, 50, if you're going to leverage trade, that's what you do. I just shorted because I saw a very good, top. We wicked up like 6 times and then we couldn't even get to the top. So I was like, ICP is going down now. Like we hit, and I set a stop loss right above that point where we just kept hitting. I was like, screw it. If I get, and if I get, lose some money, oh well, it helps ICP, right? And if I gain money, cool. The price goes down, and then I can put a long in. I don't like to short ICP very much. I do it very quickly and get the hell out, because we're going to be going up very violently very soon, very, very far. And I don't want to miss that. I want to be in a good leverage trade with $100 or so, a couple $100, right around $12. So when we go to $20, $30, I'm going to be making like $1,000 off $100. So that's the plan, but if I get wrecked, just know that my TA, I believe in it that much that I got wrecked. I didn't think we were going to $10 again, because there was no reason to go from $10 to 21 and then back to $10. That's a 50%, that's a 100% move, and then a 50% move back down. Or wait, no, that's a 100% move back. Hold on, that hurts my brain. 100% move up, 100% move back down. That's what I meant. I don't know what my brain was thinking. But yeah, that's it though. Just be careful, but just know that this is a good level to buy ICP, whether you're leverage trading or not. If you're leverage trading, just be careful. Like I know my other friend got liquidated too, right before me, because we believe in ICP. Like I never believed we could go to $3. Black Swan event happened, we go to $3. Scamwick happens, we go to 10. What did it say here? Yeah, 1065 over here. 11 on Coinbase. What was it? 1123 over here. 1137. So I mean, and this is what Binance maybe, or is this Binance? I think this is Binance. Yeah, I guess this is just Coin Market Cap. Let's turn it to this. Let's see. Okay, so 1084. So that's different. Okay, so 1084. Yeah, I didn't think we were going to 10, but that's crazy. We went from 1396 down to 1084 in one day. Is that a day? Yeah, 1 day. Jeez. Okay, so let's look at if we're bullish or bearish right now. Let's just reset that. Okay, the whales are very, very positive right now. This is why $12, guys. I'm telling you, I just made a video yesterday. Was it Sunday? Or was it Saturday? I think it was Saturday. Yesterday or the day before. I don't know. I've been working like 12-hour days doing videos and then going to work. So my brain is a little bit just tired. I'm a little bit worn out, but I'm good though. Like I'm tired, but like I'm strong and energetic, and but my brain doesn't always work at optimal capacity when I'm tired. So just know that. But whales are very positive on the 4-hour. Impulse very negative because people don't understand what's happening right now. It's a pre-halving dump. This is I was expecting. I told you weeks ago this was going to happen. Did I know it was going to be this violent and extravagant for ICP? Absolutely not. Did I know we were going to go to $20 on ICP? Absolutely. Did I know we were going to come back down to touch about $12.50? Absolutely. Did I know we were going to go to $10? No. $10.50? No. I really didn't think that was going to happen. And Bitcoin, at $70,000 when we were already starting to dump, goes from 70 all the way down to about 63, and it pulls ICP all the way down, and it was already dumping anyway. There was already bearish sentiment. It gave the bears a very big upper hand, but this is good for the bulls too, because now we get a new buying opportunity, because if you were just in at $20, why are you not in at $12.50? And that's what I want to let people know, that you need to dollar cost average. That way, if you're buying 16. That's why I didn't buy CKB at the top, guys. Remember the other day I made part of a CKB video at the end of an internet computer video, and I was like, I love CKB. I'm making money on this, but I'm not going to be buying CKB right now at the top, just like I didn't buy ICP at $20, $21, $22. I don't do that. I don't buy crypto at the top, right? And now we're at this very good point where I'm going to have to start calling people that I know, start telling my friends, start being like, bro, you need to get into ICP right now. We still are about a year and a half from the top of the market. You didn't get in at $3, but now we're only 4x from $3 at $12. We're not 5, 6, we're not 7x. Okay, from $3 at $21 anymore. We're only 4x. So we're 3x less than what we were just at a little while ago. We went down 3x, 100%, and so from $3 if you calculate that. from $3. That's what I meant. But yeah, so we're down 3x from that 7x. And yeah, so if you really understand the buying opportunity that you have right now, all of this is fear. But what do you look for in a fearful? You're like, man, I don't want to buy. It's fear. What if it keeps going down? Well, some people say, and they say, buy when others are fearful, sell when people are greedy. And that's true, but you also have to take into account what is going on over here on the CFGI, because this takes all of the indicators from the internet computer, from whales to the order book to the volume to everything that you could need to judge a situation, whether it's time to buy or not. Now, the technicals are looking negative right now because we had a big fall, and that is something that we would like to see change. But these whales being very positive right now, the search still being positive, this being positive, and us actually going against Bitcoin right now could actually set us up for a nice move back up to $13 or $14. Now, is this going to happen on the 4-hour? We have to take into consideration these other time frames as well. Now, I want to see what we're looking at on the daily and see what these whales are doing on the daily. So the whales are my biggest indicator of whether we are going to continue to move up in the longer term right now. This means that the whales are accumulating ICP at these prices right now, especially on the 4-hour chart. On the daily, we were just up at, I think, what, 20, hold on. We were just up at 1374. So this is why you see less positivity on the daily, right? Because we're at 1374. And on the 4-hour, if we go and we move over to the 4-hour, that's why we're very positive. And if we go and look at the 4-hour, oh my God, man, I am snoozing this thing, bro. Snooze. I mean, I literally just got hit up 9,000 times in a row, man. I'm about to leave that group here in a second. I don't like being harassed. Anyways, yeah, so 1374. Let's go to the 4-hour. Looks like we might have some sort of inverse head and shoulders here, but if we go look at the last couple of 4 hours, look, 1254, 1211. Okay. Now the whales are very positive. So what does that tell you? They're less positive up here at $13, right? Up here at $13, they're positive. They're still cool. Sell off. Now they're very positive, right? Sell off, very positive. So that we like to see that. Now we could have some sort of an inverse head and shoulders. It's really wonky, but I don't care. Really don't. Yeah. Yeah, probably not. Just wishful thinking there. Just had to play it out in my head. But as you see, these lines that I drew the other day, I haven't even made a video since Friday about this. So I made a video over here. Monday. Okay, well, it was, I don't know what that is. Must have just put that there. But yeah, I made a video somewhere over here. But anyways, these price targets are where we're looking at. Now, I'm going to give price targets right now because I think that's more important. I'll look and see if I see some TA. But I think we're going to be really looking at just these price targets right now, because this is where I've been using my trading skills. 1281. If we get a breakout of 1281, we're going to be going to 13 again. So 1281. Now on the downside, we could be seeing 1186 again. I don't see us really going lower than this. There could be a retest here and maybe a scam wick that wicked all the way down to that EMA 200. That's why we found support here, because this hit the EMA 200. So, and where are we at now? The 1098. So about $11. It did go a little bit below it, but if we do go down, this 1186, and then the bottom here at about $11, 1093 up to $11. So that's the area where I think that we could possibly go if we move down. Now, if we go to let's just go to the 5 minute. I want to see. The 5 minute isn't doing a whole lot right now. It's just kind of neutral. So there's not a lot of TA that I can give you, except if we get back above this EMA 200 at 1261, we're going to go up and test this line here at the 1281. So we're in a big downtrend. This definitely, let's see here. Where did it close? 1248, 1253. I don't know what to think about this. The charts are looking super weird to me right now because that's not it could be a head and shoulders pattern. Let's just entertain this. It looks more like a falling wedge. Yeah. I don't think this is going to be a head and shoulders. But let's just see if it is where it's going to go. So right around this 1175 area. So this is definitely, we could hit this and then wick down to here. If we do break this 12, I don't know, like 1210, go down to like 12, 12, 12, 12, 10. We break that neckline, there's definitely a possible move downwards. Hold on. Oh, never, close. Yeah, all these closed lower than this one. So it could possibly be, but it also could be a falling wedge. So it is negative on the indicators right now. So we did test a breakout of this trend line right here. Let's go to this. We did test a breakout, and it does look like the bottom of this wedge is at 1220, which is going to be a nice level of support for us, you know, going back. And this other area, you know, upward trending, and then this, you know, horizontal support here going back is an area that I'm watching. So let's look at these EMAs. We're going to be below the 9 too, I think. Yeah. We have some downward trending stuff, but it does look like, you know, there's a lot of volatility happening in this consolidation. We have this sell side, you know, the buy side liquidity, the sell side liquidity. You know, it's just they're fighting. The bears and the bulls are fighting right now. So what I'm telling you, watch the price targets. I don't really see any patterns that I can definitively. This, you know, this could be some sort of a bear flag, but I don't even want to entertain it. Why does that thing have to go right there? Man, come on, Trading View. Let's just see. Yeah, this doesn't look too hot. It's kind of backwards, but I don't know. If we do break down, where is this going to lead us? Well, $10.70. Okay. Right between that area that I was saying at 1093 or 11, right down there. So this, we need to break out of that. We need to get back above that, or this could be a really big bear flag. Okay, we're bearish right now. We are in a bull market though. So bull flags play out a lot in the bull market, and bear flags don't play out as much. Let's use that information. I don't know if we're going to go back, but I am going to have a buy order in somewhere around about 1080, 1090, actually. I think I have one at 11 for a leverage. I do have one at 11 for a leverage trade. So I do have one at 11. I might do a buy order at 11 too, a limit order, you know, spot trading, just buying ICP. So yeah, I mean, I just can tell you these price targets, and I guess there is some bearish news. Hold on, the hour. Yeah, the hour has the same thing, but we have a massive like ascending triangle deal happening. I mean, it's going to have to go way out, though, to that line right there. This is definitely an ascending triangle, but I mean, this could be good because that could send us back up to this 1360 area, you know, with brief stops in these areas right here, 1250, you know, all the way up to this 1281, 1320. That's what I'm looking for. If we look at the RSI, the hour is looking good. It looks like we could recover from here, or we could consolidate a little bit longer. We've consolidated at this $12, $13 area for a while, so it's nice to see us going up and testing this 1350-ish area. That way, it's going to give us some kind of indication of, you know, this previous hard to break through area. So if we get above that, we're good. I think that's all we're going to have for today. I mean, I could go all day and just like look at lots of different things, but thank you guys for coming. Let's see what you guys are talking about. Leverage trading is for experts only. Please do it responsibly. Or if you're a degen and you don't care if you're an expert, you could do it too, but you're probably going to lose money. Because when the more you trade, the more you're going to lose. But I trade a lot because I make little trades. I take little profits when it goes. So yeah, I'm not going to put $10,000 into a leverage trade. I'm going to put $8 and turn it into 1,000. Then I might play with that 1,000 and take $500. So I don't know. That's how you do it though. Put a little bit of money, and if you can turn $8 into $100, then you can leverage trade. Put $8 in. Not financial advice, but if you can turn 8 into 20, you can leverage trade. If you can turn 8 into 100, you're really good at leverage trade. You know, but be careful because all it takes is one time to get wrecked. One time. You could win 100 times, lose it all in one. That's the risk. It's fun. Said I day trade only against other cryptos. Happens every day. If you don't stop with leverage trading, I have no chance but call you a Bitcoin Renegade. You're too funny. Yeah, but it's fun. I got wrecked and it didn't matter. I got wrecked for half an Ethereum once. Half an Ethereum. And it was like at the top of the last bull market too. That was my biggest loss ever. That sucked. I'm not gonna lie. But I didn't know what I was doing back then. I didn't use my TA to make the trade. I just was like, this looks like a good place to put a long in, and then $2,400 gone. 1 second. I was like, damn, they came for my stuff. It just wicked and right back up. Gotcha. It's like, dang. Price between 12 and 25. Okay, not too bad. He said a year from now there will be 2,400 people. We had like 80 people live once. 60, 69? I think it was 69 people live. We had 100. We had 200 once, but they took them all back. But the 60, that was real. I don't know. It was somebody like botted my channel or tried to help it or something. I don't know what happened. Canadians are so nice that they pay your tax. They tax your taxes. They do that here in Washington too. There's something called a beverage tax. And then I was like, okay, I'm paying a beverage tax. And then the price was more than it should have been with the tax and the item. And I was like, wait, why is it more? The tax is like, 20 cents. Why is it 40 cents or 28 cents above what it should be? And they're like, oh, they tax the tax. So they give us a beverage tax, and then you have to pay a federal tax on the beverage tax too. It's like, what? You guys are taxing the taxes. We're going to throw the sugar in the Puget Sound. This is our riot call. We're going to throw all the Pepsi into the Puget Sound. No more beverage taxes. No taxing the taxes. Like what? As Americans, what are we doing? We're just allowing the government to do whatever they want. They can tax the taxes now. Well, okay. It is what it is though, right? 50% capital gain taxes. And we're going to tax like 10% on that. Like what? You just already taxed me. Don't tax me on the taxing me. Jeez. 1697. Okay, so you're right around the average. That's not too bad. It's not too bad. Do not invest in projects, invest in packaging. That's capitalism for you. That is capitalism at its finest. Everything has to be shiny and nice looking, and then it breaks in 5 days. I'd rather have something that looks clunky and garbage and it lasts for a long time. It's gruff and it's rough, but it works good. That's what I like. So, all right, guys, that being said, goodbye and good ICP. Bang! Come back to Seattle. We'll meet up.